God is sending you $7,000 in 5 days. Trust and receive now. It seems impossible, doesn't it? When you look at your circumstances, at the bills piled up on the table, at the challenges that have tugged at your heart, this promise sounds like something beyond reality. But let me tell you something. The impossible is where God works best. And when He makes a promise, no force in this world can stop it from being fulfilled. How many times have you doubted what could happen because, in your eyes, there was no way out? How many nights have you cried, trying to understand how you could get out of the difficult situation you are in? But here's the good news. God saw every tear. He heard every prayer, and He has already prepared the way. That $7,000 promise isn't just about the money. It's about something much bigger. The manifestation of care, love, and divine provision in your life. God doesn't do anything halfway. He always acts with purpose, and this moment is proof of that. The 5-day wait that will transform your faith. You may be thinking, but why would God choose to bless me? What did I do to deserve this? Let me remind you that God does not act based on what we deserve, but based on His grace. This blessing is a response to your faith, your persistence, and His greater plan for your life. The number 5 in the Bible symbolizes grace, and that's why these 5 days have so much meaning. They represent the grace that is about to overflow into your life. It doesn't matter what has happened so far, or how many times you felt like the door was closed. When God says something will happen, His timing is perfect. You may not even see how this will be possible. You may think that there is no logical way for this amount to appear. But human logic does not limit the power of God. He can use any path, any person, any situation to bring the blessing to you. Prepare your heart to receive. There is one thing that is essential right now. You need to believe. Doubt is the enemy of faith, and God operates where faith is planted and watered. Every thought of unbelief must be countered with a word of confidence. Start giving thanks now. Even before you see the money, before you see the miracle materialized, start praising and declaring, I receive, I trust, I believe. When you give thanks before receiving, you activate a powerful spiritual principle. Absolute trust in God. And you know what's most exciting? God is not limited to what we ask or imagine. He always does more than that. The $7,000 He is sending could be the beginning of a new phase, a new door, or even a testimony that will transform other lives. Stories of divine provision. Let me tell you about Maria, a single mother who was experiencing moments of financial despair. She had 3 children to care for and a pile of bills that seemed to grow by the day. Maria heard a message like this, and instead of doubting, she decided to believe. 5 days later, a mysterious envelope appeared in his mailbox. Inside, it was a check that covered exactly the amount of his most urgent bills. And John? He had been unemployed for months and had almost given up looking for work. He read a promise like this and chose to trust. On the 5th day, he received an unexpected call with a job offer that completely changed his life. These stories are not just coincidences. They are living proof that when God promises, He fulfills. 5 days of faith and expectation. Now, what will you do in these 5 days? Will you fill yourself with doubts, or will you transform every moment into an act of faith? This is the time to declare, I am worthy of God's promises. I believe in His power, and I receive what He has prepared for me. Pray, praise, celebrate, because divine provision is already on the way. Don't worry about how it will arrive. Just know that it will come. And when that $7,000 reaches your hands, remember that it is a sign of God's love for you. God is always working even when we can't see it. And today, He is reminding you that nothing is impossible for Him. Get ready because the miracle is on the way. A promise that changes everything. Imagine the moment. The clock marks the end of the 5th day. You look around and feel something different, something that cannot be explained in words. It's as if the weight I've been carrying for so long is starting to disappear. The miracle that seemed far away is now right in front of you. The provision has arrived, and with it, a new certainty. God is in control. But this promise isn't just about financial relief. It is a divine message for your entire life. It's a reminder that God has not forgotten you. Even on days when everything seems dark, that $7,000 represents more than a number. They symbolize the restoration of your hope, the renewal of your faith, and the certainty that you are never alone. The purpose behind the provision. God does not send blessings without a purpose. That $7,000 may seem like the answer to your immediate needs, but know that He has something even bigger in mind. Maybe this provision is the answer to a project you've been putting off for fear of not having the resources. Perhaps it is the beginning of a new chapter in which you will be used to bless other lives. Ask yourself, how can I use this blessing to glorify God? Could it be the starting point to help someone who is also facing difficulties? Remember that God's blessings multiply when they are shared. And when you give something back to Him, whether in the form of generosity or gratitude, He turns the little into a lot. This is how divine provision works. It is never limited to what we see. The battle against doubt. Let's be honest. During these 5 days, doubt may try to invade your mind. You may hear thoughts saying, "This isn't for me. Miracles like this don't happen to me." But these thoughts do not come from God. They are temptations to take your attention away from the promise. When these moments come, remember what is written. Without faith it is impossible to please God. Hebrews 11 verse 6. Faith is not about what you see or feel. It's about trusting what God said. Declare out loud whenever necessary, "I choose to believe. My God is greater than any doubt, greater than any circumstance, greater than any impossibility." The weight that prepares the heart. These 5 days are not just a countdown to the miracle. They are a time of preparation. It's as if God is saying, "I'm going to do it, but I want your heart to be ready to receive." Use this time to connect even more with Him. Read the promises in the Bible. Pray like you've never prayed before. Give thanks for the miracles you haven't even seen yet. God doesn't just want to change your financial situation. He wants to transform your entire life. Remember that often the greatest blessing is not in what we receive, but in the person we become while we wait. These 5 days are an opportunity for you to grow in faith, trust, and gratitude. Testimony that will impact other lives. When the $7,000 arrives, don't keep this story to yourself. Tell the world what God has done. Share testimony of His care, His provision, and His love. You have no idea how many people can be inspired and empowered by your experience. Remember, the miracle you receive could be the spark that reignites hope in someone else. Maybe someone you know is going through a situation as difficult as yours, and your story is the sign they need to believe again. And never forget, testimony is not just about the end of the story. It includes every detail, every struggle, every doubt you faced until you reached victory. Every step of the way is important because it shows how God is faithful even in times when we don't understand what is happening. A future of new possibilities. When God moves something in our lives, He doesn't just do it for the present. What He is about to do to you is the beginning of something greater. That $7,000 is a sign that you are entering a new season, a season of abundance, of open doors, and of dreams come true. No matter how difficult the last few months or years have been, God is writing a new story, and it is much bigger than you can imagine. Start dreaming again. Start planning. Think about the possibilities this miracle can open up for you and those around you. God specializes in turning small beginnings into great endings. And always remember, God's promise is not limited by time or circumstance. He is faithful, He is powerful, and He is working for you even now. The journey continues. Now, as you wait for the next few days, make a choice. Walk in faith. Declare victory before you even see it. Praise God as if the miracle had already happened. Because, in fact, it is already in motion. God is sending you $7,000. But this is just the beginning. He has bigger plans, bigger dreams, and bigger blessings for your life. Trust, believe, and be ready to receive everything He has prepared. Your miracle story is just beginning, the harvest of faith planted. 5 days may seem like a blink of an eye for those with a heart full of faith. But for someone who is waiting for an urgent solution, every day can seem like an eternity. And it is in this interval between promise and fulfillment that God works in the invisible areas of our lives. He's not just sending you what you need. He is shaping you, strengthening your patience, teaching you lessons that will last forever. Have you ever noticed how moments of difficulty make us closer to Him? How, in moments when everything seems to fall apart, do we begin to hear God's voice more clearly? These 5 days are about more than financial blessing. They are an opportunity to experience the God who never fails, who never abandons us, and who always delivers more than we ask for. What if it's more than $7,000? Here's something for you to ponder. God is never limited to our numbers. He is a God of multiplication, of abundance, of overflowing. Maybe you're focused on the promised $7,000, but God is already planning something much bigger. Remember the story of the 5 loaves and 2 fish. What seemed like little in the hands of Jesus became more than enough to feed thousands of people. This is how He acts. He takes what we have, our faith, our gratitude, our prayer, and multiplies it. So while you wait, leave room for surprise. Don't limit what God can do. Prepare yourself for a provision that goes beyond what you could imagine. Beware of thieves of faith. While you wait for the miracle, be aware of the thieves of faith. These are the thoughts and voices that will try to steal your confidence. Maybe it's an unexpected bill that pops up, or someone telling you it's not possible. Could even be your own mind trying to rationalize what God has promised. But here's the truth. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop God's plan. What He promised, He will do. So every time you feel your faith being attacked, go back to the Word. Read God's promises. Declare out loud, I believe. God is faithful. My miracle is on the way. A grateful heart attracts miracles. Gratitude is the language of heaven. When you give thanks, even before you see the result, you are saying to God, I trust you. I know you are good and that you are already working for me. So start right now. Make a list of all the things you can already be grateful for. Maybe it's for your health, for your family, or even for the fact that, despite the challenges, you're still here strong. And then thank you in advance for the $7,000 that's on its way. Visualize the moment the supply arrives. Imagine the joy, the relief, the peace this will bring. And know that as you give thanks, heaven is moving in your favor. When the blessing comes, now imagine, the 5th day has finally arrived. Maybe you wake up that morning with a different feeling, like you know something special is about to happen. And then, out of nowhere, provision appears. It could be a check, a transfer, an unexpected contract, or even someone who decided to bless you. The joy you will feel will be indescribable. But more than that, it will be a moment of deep connection with God, because you will know that this blessing came directly from Him. When this happens, don't forget to stop and be grateful. Take a moment to pray, to recognize that it was the hand of God that did this for you. And then ask Him, Lord, how can I use this blessing to fulfill your purpose? The start of something new. This $7,000 is just the beginning. They are a symbol that you have entered a new season, a season where scarcity will give way to abundance, where doors that were closed will begin to open, where dreams that seemed impossible will begin to come true. And the most beautiful, this season is not just about money. It's about peace, joy, and the knowledge that you are exactly where God wants you to be. A promise that continues. What God is doing in your life right now is just a taste of what He can do. So as you prepare to receive this miracle, keep this truth in your heart. God has so much more for you. Trust, wait, and be ready to witness His goodness like never before. The best is yet to come. The realization of the miracle and the next step. When the miracle comes, and it will come, remember that God is just beginning. This $7,000 is proof that He hears your prayers, knows your needs, and cares about every detail of your life. But the journey of faith does not end here. In fact, it becomes even more exciting. With this blessing in your hands, don't just celebrate, but share. Use this testimony to inspire others to believe that God can work miracles in their lives too. May this moment be the starting point for an even greater transformation in your spiritual, emotional, and even financial journey. Be part of something bigger. And if you felt your heart touched by this message, we have something very special for you. This channel was created to share words of hope, stories of overcoming, and messages that transform lives. We want to walk with you on this journey of faith and witness together the miracles that God has to perform. Sparkle, so subscribe to the channel now. By signing up, you will be part of a community of faith and transformation. Here, you will find constant inspiration for difficult times and messages that will renew your hope daily. Thumbs up, don't forget to like this video. When you leave your like, more people can be reached by this powerful message. Together, we can spread this word and touch many hearts. Outbox tray, share with whoever needs to hear this today. Maybe someone close to you needs exactly that dose of faith and encouragement. Sharing this message can be the first step in helping that person experience God's love and provision. Bell, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Click the bell and be notified whenever new inspiring content is published. Be ready to receive messages that can transform your life at any moment. Your story is just beginning. God is in control, and what He has for you is far greater than anything you can imagine. This $7,000 is a demonstration of His love and care, but it is also a reminder that He can do infinitely more. Believe, trust, and be prepared to live the greatest season of miracles of your life. Let's walk together on this journey of faith, because the best is yet to come. Folded hands, sparkles.